Yo, what's up, guys? Network here. Today is the day. The internet will have a guide for Double Rogue. You're welcome, Wrath of the Lich King. I'm here. I'm ready to support it. So, the first thing I'm going to be talking about is the Vile Poison Rogue. So, in this build slash comp, you want to have one rogue running Vile Poison. So, on both of your weapons, it's going to be instant poison. And then you get 5 into improved poisons. The talents will be down in the description. I'll have most likely like a Warcraft Tavern or a hyperlink for you guys to click to look at the talents. But one of the rogue needs to be running double instant poison and 5 points in improved. So we obviously are going to be losing cheat death, which we don't run enough Brazil for it to matter, and then either imp gouge if you're just like a normal sub rogue, and then we don't use hemo. So that's kind of, this is like the first thing that a lot of people don't realize with double rogue is one of the rogues is running double instant poison. And the reason you do that is because your instant poison is going to be proccing for like 6 to 700 damage, and that's a lot, guys. Like that's like the difference between someone dying or not in the first 5 seconds, which is silly. But hey, listen, man, you got to do it. All right, the next build, it's just going to be basic. It's going to be the same in assassination without vile poison. You're still getting 5 in malice, so you have a good amount of crit. And then when you go down the tree, you pick up honor among thieves and filthy tricks. This rogue is going to be running double wound. So the rogue that's not vile poison, so let's say I'm not the vile poison rogue, I'm going to be running double wound. I think that's very important. And the reason I say that is because dwarf priests, mostly dwarf priests, make sure you have weapon swaps. You should have that anyway, but you should have a weapon chain as an offhand. And what I like to do with my weapon chain on my offhand is have crippling on it. Now, if you're the instant poison rogue, I've found there's games where I want wound poison on my weapon chain just in case the other rogue dies or he gets CC'd, and you need to get wound poison up because wound is super, super crucial. So make sure you have weapon swap, one for, your normal double 65 AP, hopefully, and then one with your weapon chain, and that's where you're going to have crippling or wound, whatever makes you comfortable. And then another weapon swap for anesthetic if you're playing against warriors and you're going the warrior, but that's for a different video. All right, let's move on to the next thing. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is gearing. A lot of rogues have a lot of questions about this, and I think it's completely reasonable because this is, we're going for control, one-shots, and getting away, which is why, personally, I think Dwarf will be insane, but let's talk about gearing now. So obviously, if you're human, Bandit's Insignia and Darkmoon Card Death are still BIS for right now. I think that will change once everyone's clearing hard mode Ulduars or you're getting trinkets out of Ulduar. But the Darkmoon Card Death with 2 different rogues proccing around like 4 to 5,000 damage potentially on your opener is absolutely insane. So these two as human really give you a lot of magic damage on your openers, especially when you're running instant poison. So it's a lot of burst. The next thing is resilience. A lot of rogues get stuck in the idea that resilience matters. Resilience matters if you're playing Rogue Healer X or Cheat Death. So when you're running double Rogue, it's all about control and not getting found. If you get found, realistically, you're going to lose the game. So it's an all or nothing comp. There isn't an in between. There isn't resets besides after your first go because you're controlling them as you're running away. So keep that out of your head. Resilience really, like 400-ish resilience is fine, and that's just good because you're running 4 pieces of PvP gear. Like as you see, I don't even run 20 resilience to my chest. It's going to be plus 10 stats. So I'm just going to talk about my gear currently. So I like to run the 21 agility, 3% increased crit meta. I'm a jewel crafter, so I have 368 attack power gems. And then every slot after that, it's going to be attack power. And I had someone ask me, well, how do you get your blue gem? Well, my blue gem is always going to come from the plus 6 stats or the plus 10 stats that you can get later. So I think that's also another thing to realize. You don't need to do the 16 attack power, 12 stamina. You're just losing too much attack power. And for this comp, our ambushes are our damage. So yeah, you want to really, really focus on damage if you're playing double rogue. It's silly, it's ridiculous, but we're sending rockets into people essentially. We are the Halo sword, okay? If you guys played Halo when you're kids, we're gonna go one shot somebody, and if they don't get one shot, we're gonna requeue, and that's fine. So get that in your head. This obviously, so I have some PVE gear, so like this would be 65 AP instead of berserking if I was pushing. So I just got this. I'm raiding with my guild. Same with this belt. I had to put expertise in my belt, but that should be 32 attack power. So realistically, my attack power right now should be around 4,600. And I don't really have any old war gear besides the stagger. So yeah, let's go to the next thing. All right, so the next thing for Double Rogue that I think is super important, and I've been playing with viewers a lot more, which also, plug for me right now, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I do viewer spins. So there's a big wheel. We put your name on it if you're interested in playing with me. We can play Horde or Alliance. I spin the wheel. If you win, we get to play. We get to talk. It's super fun. I love it. So yeah, make sure to come around 5 p.m. PST for that. But besides that, let's get back into this. So when you're playing Double Rogue, it is very, very important on openers. And I've seen this because I was playing with a viewer. And, you know, one rogue only dancing, let's say you're going to open, right? It should always be double dance. Double dance is super, super important. I know a lot of you are going to be like, yeah, duh, bro. But double dance is going to allow you to get 2 ambushes off each, which is going to force a cooldown. One rogue by himself can potentially force that cooldown. And it's not like you might not be able to get a full dance off, but you still need to press the button. So I'm going to go into a clip and just show you guys what that looks like and what it looks like running away. Ready? Mm-hmm.
Here you go. That's bot too. Really good.
Ready?
Blinding now. Go.
Mm-hmm. Go grab I. Go grab I. I grab this. I grab.
Yeah, you get that one.
So in that clip, you're going to see one rogue sapping and one rogue stunning. And I think that's super important to bring up as well. Communication and moving as seamlessly together as possible is very important. Having really good communication is also going to be what makes you high rated with this comp or low rated with this comp. So one rogue sapping, one rogue is going to be the cheap shot kidney guy. And then the other rogue who saps is usually going to be the spam ambush. And the reason you're going to press ambush with Shadow Dance up instead of Eviscerate is because you have a higher chance to crit with ambush than you do with Eviscerate because of our build. So it's really important to remember that as well, where if you're sending 2 or 3 ambushes over an ambush and an Eviscerate, the ambushes are going to have a higher chance to crit, which you're going to do more damage. So just one thing to remember, always press dance with your partners. You'll force a lot of cooldowns, as you guys saw there. We forced literally almost everything. And then on your second go with Shadow Dance, I mean, the game's already won. I mean, we have blind. The warrior can't do anything. He doesn't have a trinket, and the paladin's going to have 2 rogues dancing on him, so I'm not sure what he can do. So it's just setting yourself up to be able to get away, utilizing your blinds once you get trinkets. You only want to utilize one if it's against the warrior to get away. Little fun tip. I always blind warriors, and we might force the bop. Or if they don't bop it, it's fine. At least we get away for our second chance to go. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little video. Make sure that like button. Make sure to hit that sub button. I'm getting closer to 5,000 subs, and I really want it. So if you've been enjoying the content and you have not subbed, hit that sub button, man. I'd really appreciate it. So appreciate all you guys. Have a great week, and make sure to hit me up Monday, Wednesday, Friday in my stream. Peace.